We'll have someone new representing part of the city next session in the Ledge. Gina Hinojosa is making the move from the school board to the State House. Shannon Wolfson sat down with the representative-elect to get her perspective on priorities for the upcoming session.
Representative-elect Hinojosa, we thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your victory. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
What have you been doing since the election to get ready for the upcoming session?
Well, I've been, for one, fulfilling my responsibilities on the AISD board because those responsibilities continued until last week, which was my last week on the board. And we, school districts and school boards always have a full agenda of things to do, so I've been focused on that. But the week that I finished out my 4 years on the board was the same week we started orientation. So I then was immersed in orientation around the clock and met some of my incoming colleagues. There are 21 freshman legislators coming in this session, and we got policy briefings, and we picked offices, and we got the lay of the land. I've also identified and my staff and gotten some commitments to start in January with some great talent that we'll have working for us in House District 49.
So last week we spoke to the man you're replacing, Representative Elliott Neistat. He had glowing praise for you and also talked about the fact that he has been trying to pass along some do's and don'ts since he clearly has a lot of experience. Can you talk a little bit about what he has told you, some of those do's and don'ts?
Well, you know, there's a lot to learn, that rules that are written that I can study from a book, but there's a lot to learn that is nobody writes down. And so it's just really getting an understanding for how things work and protocol that's not written. And so he's been really good advising me about how to negotiate, really moving legislation forward with legislators in a way that's not written down, but it's just from his 26 years of experience. He's learned some things along the way, and so he's made a commitment to me to continue to advise me so long as I need it, and I'll need it. So we'll remain in close contact during session.
So we know you served as the president of the Austin School Board, and I'm curious how that position may influence your priorities in the legislature.
Well, definitely I experienced firsthand how broken our school finance system is. In Austin, we send it's between 406 and 407 million away to the state just this year alone out of our budget. Those are property tax dollars. So the average property taxpayer writes a check to AISD, but it gets sent directly to the state for about $1,400 that we never see here for our schools. And we have great needs. We have about 60% of our student body is economically disadvantaged, and we have lots of English language learners. We have children who are at risk, and we have special, about 10% of our student body is special ed or receiving special ed services. So we have great need, and yet the legislature, it's not about giving us money. They don't allow us to keep the money we need here. Austin is a very generous community, and I believe Austin wants to give what is fair to the state to be dispersed through Robin Hood to districts that need it. But currently the system's not fair. The cost of living value for Austin has been pegged at what Colleen's is. We're way at the bottom with the values that they plug into this formula, when we all know that the cost of doing business in Austin is very high. The cost of living in Austin is very high, probably for sure one of the highest in the state. And so there's not a lot of confidence that this system is currently fair, and we need to fix this system. Our students across the state deserve better, and certainly the state needs to invest more in public education.
So along those lines, we know that the Comptroller's Office put out a report showing tax revenue is down in Texas. That means lawmakers like yourself could have to make some tough decisions. I'm curious about your perspective on that challenge.
Well, that is more of a challenge for this session. Last session there was money to do a bigger fix. This session not so much, because of gas prices and because a lot of the discretion has been removed from the legislature in terms of what the legislature can spend money on. And so we were taught over orientation that we only have discretion of about 15% of the entire budget. The rest is already committed. So there's just not a lot of money there, yet the needs are great when it comes to public education, CPS funding. We know children have died because the system is inadequate. There are lots of needs, but the state, because the state hasn't made the investments it needs to make, it's going to be about prioritization, and we're going to end up with a budget that reflects who we are, reflects our values. Budget is a moral document that says what we value as a state, and so I will be working, and I'm hopeful that there will be a majority in the legislature that will prioritize children and families.
Very quickly, you're a Democrat. Republicans have most of the power in the legislature. How are you going to make a difference for the people you represent with this challenge?
Well, I believe that the issues that I care about, supporting public education and supporting kids and families, are issues that are bipartisan. And certainly I heard from my future colleagues in the legislature at our orientation that they believe our #1 priority when it comes to investment should be public education. Now, what happens, though, is that the votes of the legislature don't always reflect the purported values of legislators. And the only way that's going to happen is if there's more transparency in what's happening there. Certainly the focus, media focus on what we do is going to help to make people aware of what votes are being taken. I think that the legislature's votes doesn't reflect purported values because we don't hold them accountable, because most of us don't know what's happening there. And so whatever we can do to shine a light on that work, I am for, and I am working currently to come up with plans to engage more of the district in our work so that everybody knows what's going on when these votes are happening. We have tremendous talent in our district, probably one of the most educated and engaged populations in the whole state, and we have access to the Capitol, right? The Capitol sits in the district, actually, that I will be representing. And so there's a tremendous opportunity to engage our community in a meaningful way so that everybody is aware of what's at stake and what votes are being taken.
Representative-elect Gina Hinojosa, we wish you lots of luck, and thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Now, you just heard from Hinojosa, and she says she's one of 21 new Texas lawmakers, and she's not the only one from Travis County. Republican Dawn Buckingham will be the new senator for District 24. She's a doctor from Lakeway. Now, we'll hear from Senator-elect Buckingham on her priorities for this session next Sunday on State of Texas.